from Bonnie's Creative Place, and I normally do a Monday live every Monday at 5. Well, I am out of town this Monday, and I did want you guys to miss out on anything, so I am going to do a video. So today is not going to be live, but it's going to be the video in place of my live. I just want to show you something. This is the wedding card. This is why I'm out of town, is because I made this wedding card, and I wanted to show, a lot of people saw my card and wanted to see how I did this fold. So I want to show you. Now I will make sure that I list the person's name that I got this pattern off from, so you guys can go. I did tweak some of the things for this, and she did it in Imperial, and she also did it in metric, so you guys, either one. So it's a really nice little tutorial, but I got a little confused on stuff, so I just tweaked what I thought needed to be done. So, but maybe you guys won't have to. And this is the one we're going to make today, though. We're going to make this one here. It's a little monkey card, and it says, "Just swinging by to say hi." And now I didn't put my piece of paper back here on the back side, but I will put one in the video that we're doing today. That's where I would write my little square. I didn't do it on mine because I would want to do it, write it before I put it on. So, but I will have a piece for the one I'm doing today. Now, also don't forget that to like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos. That really helps me a lot. If you comment in the video below, now today it's open to anybody. Normally it's just open to anybody that joins my actual live, but because this is a video and I'm not going to be live, anybody that watches my video and anybody that leaves a comment in the description box below, could be hi, nice card, like your tutorials, whatever, monkey, I don't care. You leave something in the comments below, and I will put your name on the wheel of names on next Friday or next Monday when I do my live again. And I will do 2 drawings. I will do a drawing for this card, and I will also do a drawing for the one that I do that Monday. Okay? So let's get started on this card. Now, we need a scoreboard or a cutting tool. Now I use my scoreboard upside down. So if that is hard for you to understand, I don't know, it's easier for me to cut, read, and do things with it because I'm mostly left-handed. I do stuff with my right hand, but I see everything like better from my left side. I don't know, that's just me. So anyways, you need a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 first of all. Okay, then we got to put this in at the 1 1/8 inch side right here. On the side, I put it in at 1 1/8. Then you're going to take your cutting, I'm looking at my directions too. You're going to take your cutter and you're going to put it in at 1.5 inches. There's lines on each side of the cutter. You can't see it in the camera, but there's lines on each side of the cutter, and there's measurements right on the blade. And you're going to put this on 1.5 inches, and then you are going to cut all the way up. Let me make sure I'm straight here. I am. And I'm still on the 1/8 of an inch. Let me just double check, make sure. Yep. Okay. And then you're going to cut all the way up to 7. Okay. Now we're going to turn it this way, and we're going to put it on 1 1/8 again. And now, since you stopped at 7, we're just going to leave it right there. And you're going to take it and you're going to score all the way back down to 1.5 inches. So far, so good. Okay. Now we're going to turn it. And we're turning this. I got to open up the arm here. And now we're going to do scoring. All right. So I'm going to get the cut one out of the way. The score one is the lighter of the two. And we are going to score at 1.5 inches over. And you're going to score between these two cut lines. Okay? So you're going to put a score right there. All right? Now we're going to move it over to 2.5. Okay? And then we're going to score right here in between still. Okay? Then we're going over to 4 3/8. So 4 3/8 is after the quarter, it's 2 tick marks over. So you got the quarter, 1, 2. All right? Now this time, we're going to start way off, and we're going to score down to the cut line. Pick up, come over here, we're going to score up to the cut line. All right? Now we're going to move over to the 6-inch line right here. And now we're back in between the two cut lines. So we're going to score right here up to this cut line. Here to this cut line. All right. Now we got to go over to the 6 3/8 line. So this is the quarter, and then the 3/8 is the tick mark after it. So it's right here, the 3/8. There's that long half line, and then there's the 3/8 line. So now again, we're going to score from the top down to the cut line. And then we're going to come here and we're going to score up to the cut line. And then we got to move over to 7, and we're going to score right between the two cut lines. If you go over a little scoring, that's fine. If you go over a little bit cutting, that's fine too. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to score the card. This has always been the tricky part, but it does tricky part for me, but it does end up going together. You're going to score down, down, and then we're going to score up, and we're going to score down, up, and then these go down, and this should all fold together. This is the part that I get a little, okay, let me look at my pattern. Okay, here we go. Oops, nope, I did score that right. Okay, this is the one I scored wrong. These go down. Okay, I figured it out. I scored these wrong. Here we go. Here we go. I'll show you again in, nope, nope, I did it wrong again. Here we go. Now we did it. All right. All right, so you got this end over here, and this is your 1-inch score, or 1.5-inch score line, and then your 2.5-inch score line. So you're going to score your 1 inch down, then down into the card, and then this one will just naturally want to fold up. These two at your 4 3/8 fold up. This one also in the middle folds up. That's the 6-inch one. Your 6 3/8 inch one folds down, and then it'll just go together on its own. It just kind of like falls into place, if that makes sense. Okay? I hope I wasn't, it should look like this. If you could see the top and the bottom. And I'm just trying to leave it here for a minute so you guys can kind of see it. It's not hard. I hope I didn't make it too confusing. But again, if you had it out like this, you're going to score it down. And then this is naturally, it will naturally want to do it. And then score this one in, like in against the piece. These will naturally want to score up. This right here is where you're going to have to, because it would be out flat, you're going to have to help that to bring it over. So that's it for the scoring on that one. Try it on some scrap paper before you do it, or copy paper before you do it on your good paper. Okay? All right, so now let's get this back out of the way for a minute. Now we got to do our layers. So now I'm taking another piece, and this piece measures 7 3/4 by 5 1/4, and you got to start on the side over here at 7/8. So right here on the side at 7/8. We're going to start cutting at 4 1/4. So we're at 4 1/4. Put the little line on 4 1/4. We're going to cut all the way up to 6 3/8. Now the 3/8 mark, remember, is just before the half. So you're going to come all the way up, and it's the big long one in between the 1/4 and the half. So you're going to cut right to there, to 3/8. Okay. Then we're going to turn it. We're going to put this on again, 7/8. We're going to start at the 1 1/4. And we're going to cut up to the 6 3/8. All right, so there we go. So now we're going to turn this. This is going to be on 1 1/4 this time. 1 1/4. Your 2 cut lines should be approximately, if they're off a little bit, it's okay, you can cut it right in the ditch to where we cut. Okay, so now you're going to start on the score line right here. You're going to put the cut line on the score line, and you're going to cut up to the score line, just like that. Rotate it. This again on 1 1/4, and you're going to start on the score line right there and cut down to the score line right there. Now, if it doesn't fall out, which mine usually doesn't, and it did not, it's okay. You're just going to come up here with your scissor snips and snip out. Okay. And then we're going to come on this side and snip out. Okay. Maybe. I think I need a different pair of snips. All right. Save this for another part of the card that we're going to be using. All right. Now, her directions... because I did a little bit of cutting for us here. It says, and this is where I did what she says, it says to cut at 4 inches. This is to put this layer right here, this layer on it. But if I cut it at 4 inches, it's way short. So I've been cutting it at 4 1/8. Okay, so I put this side in, and I put it on 4 1/8. And I take my cutter and I just cut. This side is longer, so this side will go on this side of your panel, just like that. All right, we'll add that in a minute. Now, when you flip this around, because you have to cut it again, because she says to cut it at 7 1/8, but every time I cut it at 7 1/8, this is too short and these aren't long enough. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but I will make sure her tutorial is here so you guys can double check it if you want. But what I did was I cut it at 2 7/8 right here, because you want this. Is that the right one? Did I say the right number? I don't think it's 2 7/8. I think I wrote it down wrong. It's 2 1/8. I'm sorry. Yes, you're going to cut at 2 1/8. So we're going to put it right here, and we're going to go over 2 1/8. Okay? And then I'm going to cut this. So we have this. Now this piece will fit right here. Actually, I needed to go a little less. Maybe it's 7/8. Sorry. This is where sometimes I have to you know what? I wrote 2 7/8 on my little paper here, and it's 1 7/8. So I will make sure I change that on my little notes. Yes. So it's 1 7/8, and that will fit right there on that side. Now, if you put these two pieces together, even though I cut this off, this piece is the piece that goes right here, just like that. Okay, but I screwed up my measurement, so that's not going to work, but that's okay, because you want to know what? I have some here just in case I did that, because I've done it other times. So I'm just going to put this piece right here like this. So if you don't screw up your measurement, then you will be fine. I'm going to change this right now because I have measured that it's 1 7/8. And then this one will be a little different. This one will be down a quarter. I will look at that one when we get there. Okay, so that's layer 1. And you would have 2 of them. So you'd have one of these for up here, but you wouldn't have to cut them separately if you didn't screw up like I did. All right, I hope this is all going good. Alrighty, now we need another piece. And this is the Designer Series paper that I used on the card. And this piece measures 5 by 7. All right. And you are going to now put this on the side here, and you're going to put this in at 5/8. So you have the 3/4, and it is after, you got to come back 2 tick marks. So if you have the half, and then it's 1 tick mark, 2 tick marks. Okay. And now we are starting on the 1 inch. So you're going to put it on 1 inch right here. And you're cutting all the way up to the 6 inch. All the way up to 6 inch. Okay. And then we're going to rotate it. And we're going to go half, 1 tick mark, 2 tick marks. That's 5/8. We're going to put this right back on the 1 inch. We're going to cut all the way up to the 6 inch. You're going to stop at 6. Okay. Now we're going to turn it, and we're going to line this edge up at the 1 inch mark. Your cut lines should line up right there. So you're going to go from cut line to cut line. Okay. And then we're going to flip it around, put it at 1 inch, and you're going to go from cut line to cut line. And then your paper should fall out. Save this for another part of the card. Now we're going to put this in here. Now this one you have to cut at 4, because my other one was 1/8. Remember, this one was 1/8, and so I'm cutting this. This one, it was at 1 1/8, so I'm cutting this one at 4, just to give me a little bit of a border. Okay, so that one would go right there on top of this. And now this is the one that I have to make sure I did it right. The other one was at 7/8, so this one's going to be at 3/4, because you're just going back like 2 tick marks. So this is at 1 3/4. I'm going to write that on my paper because I did not I didn't have it right. So here we are going to put this on the 1 3/4 inch mark, and we're going to cut this like that. Let's double check. I might have cut it wrong, and if I did, I will tell you what I did wrong. Nope, this one's going to fit in here just right. So then, technically, these pieces should fit here, but they don't. I don't know. I don't know why, but they don't. So what I have done is I went ahead and I pre-cut on with some scrap paper, and I went ahead and I cut them at 3/4 by 1 3/4, and they are going to go on top of the piece that you would have cut out, that you would have had from the last one. I cannot get this ever to come out right, so I cut these 2 pieces separately. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but that's how I'm just explaining how I did it. Okay, then with the scrap that you have left over, I've already gone ahead and done it ahead of time. Well, I thought I did the one, but I don't see it here. You're going to need to cut a square piece that is 3 1/4 by 3. And I cut that out of this piece right here. Okay. Then you are going to need, now this one I didn't cut yet. Then you're going to need a piece that is 3 by 2 3/4. 2 3/4 right here. All right. And these two pieces will layer together like that. We'll do all this layering. And then you're going to need your white piece that goes on the back side of this card. And this one is 3 1/4 by 3. All right. Now you'll also need paper for cutting all your pieces. I didn't want this video to be extremely long, so I went ahead and die cutted and did all that ahead of time so that this will not take a really long time. So let's start putting our card together now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some whatever liquid glue, snail, whatever you want. I'm just using the Stampin' Seal. And we're going to add this piece to this. I like to put down this piece first because it's just kind of easier, and then I try to keep, because sometimes these can get crooked because they're just a little thin piece there. Okay, then I went and I added this one. Okay. All right. There we go. And now these pieces here. Now, if you were able to get them to cut right and fit in your spot, then don't have to worry about cutting these out. I did not get it to work because you will have the pieces. But in case you didn't get them, I'm going to let you know that I cut 2 of these at 7/8 by 1 7/8. And then I cut 2 of these at 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, and that's what I did because I couldn't get them to come out. Now this one would have come out on the last one. You saw that would have fit in there if I didn't screw up the cutting. But whenever I get to the Designer Series paper layer, I can never get it to work. So I don't know if I'm measuring something wrong, but I just wanted to let you guys know so that way maybe I'm doing it wrong. But this is how I did it. All right. And then we're also going to put these 2 pieces together. Okay. I'll put this right here. All right. And now we can start assembling. Again, I like to put this down first and kind of eyeball it here like that, because these end ones can get, I put this down and then I try to like make sure these are going where I want them to go. There we go, like that. And then we'll do this side. And again, this one's not as bad because the things aren't as far crazy there. And then we'll add these. I like to use liquid glue. One, it gives me a little wiggle room, but for the purpose of this video, I decided to use the snail, or the Stampin' Seal, just to keep things moving along a little bit. But I have to say I do like it because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room if something doesn't go down right, like this. There we go. There we go. So now we have this. So we have all this on here. Now this is our piece that goes right here in the center of this. So we'll go ahead and add that. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to add all our embellishments and stuff. So here I stamped all the monkeys. I stamped them. This is the one that is in the punch. So I punched him out. Then I colored all the monkeys in dark, what's it called? Pecan? Yes, dark pecan. And then I used the ivory for his face. You could use a little chalk and add some blush to him. I was going to do that and I didn't get that far. Now on mine here, on this one, here I ended up using, what was it? This color right here. I ended up using SU 2000 for the tree trunk or the tree branch. But here I ended up using the dark Petal Path. So either one, I think they both look good. I just wanted to show you. I brought in the Garden Green stamp in Right Marker and I colored the leaves on this one in Garden Green because that is the color that I used back there. For the bananas, I used the Light Daffodil Delight. Now this stamp here is the Tropical online punch, and there is a stamp that goes with it. I stamped the leaves inside here in the Garden Green, and then I used the punch and I punched out these tropical branches, I think. And then I used the black Memento to stamp everything in. So yes, I did have to fussy cut out this tree. If you have a scan and cut, stamp a bunch, scan and cut them, and then you don't have to worry about it. I wasn't doing a bunch of them. I do have one. I would have done that if I was doing lots of them. And I did have to cut out this one monkey. Now, if you have a scan and cut or other die cutting system that can cut these, use that and cut them out. So I added dimensionals to the back of this piece. I just wrapped the tail of the monkey around the tree, and then I just added dimensionals to the back of this, and we are going to stick him. Oops, not there. Don't rip anything. Okay. And then I just put the branch right straight across the top of the card, just like that. So that's where I put the monkey with the branch. Then I went ahead and I took liquid glue. I'll bring this in here. And I added, because I want this leaf to kind of go just like this on the tree. So I only put a little bit of glue up in this corner, just like that. And then I just kind of added it right here. I put that right at the top over in this corner. And then I just pressed down. I went and I took this monkey and I put one Stampin' Dimensional on his tail, and I just stuck him right here, just like that. Then I'm going to take and add, gotta get my dimensionals out here. I'm going to add 2 Stampin' Dimensionals to this leaf, just like so. And I end up adding this right over top of the monkey's tail, and I kept it lined up with the edge of this. So that's all I did. So now, isn't it coming along cute? I absolutely love it. And then I went ahead and I took some more glue, and I wanted one to tip like this. So I just I measure it up there. This is how I do it when I'm doing cards. I kind of put it up there, eyeball where I want it, and then I decide where I have to put the glue, because you don't want glue up here. Okay, so that's what I do, and then I just hold it for a second, and it will adhere. And then I wanted this one right here, just like so. So I just put glue on the bottom half of it, like that. And then I just put some glue here, or attached it right here. Now, whenever you're attaching stuff, just be mindful how much can hang over, because you don't want it to hang over the edge of your card like this. Otherwise, it won't fit in your envelope. So you don't want it to hang over, or hang over this way, or hang over that way. Now we're going to take this little guy, and I ended up putting some glue on the front of his feet here, down along his belly. And I ended up taking him, and I just kind of tucked him in here, like he was peeking out a little bit. There we go. I got him down a little bit lower than I don't know why. There, that's better. Just play around with them till you get them where you want them to be. All right. And then I went and took this one, and I wanted it over here. So I just added some glue. This one all sticks down flat. But I took this little opening of the leaf, and I hooked it kind of right in here, like so. I made sure that it didn't go past any of this, so that way it'll still close and open and close, like so. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the bananas. Let me see. This set of bananas, I did put a dimensional on. I probably put a mini dimensional on it right here. So I'm going to get a mini and put it right on this. Okay. And I'm going to put it right here like it's going under the branch, so it's like they're hanging off the branch. Then I went ahead and I took this one and I added two dimensionals to the back of this one, like so. And I put this says just swinging by to say hi, and I just put it, where did I put it? Right about here, right on the kind of the corner, but made sure my dimensionals weren't showing. And then this one I did not add any dimensionals, and I just added a little glue, and I put it right there, just like that. And then on the back side right here is where you would put your base card for your greeting. You could stamp it, you could write on it, you can do whatever. I'm going to add this on there for whoever wins this card. But if you were to make this, I think I would do any stamping or writing before I put it on the card. So there you go. And then this is the card today. And I hope you really enjoyed it. You can do so much with them. Again, this is the wedding card that I made, that I made for the bride and groom's wedding that I'll be at while you guys are watching this video, or I could be driving home by this time. I'm not really sure what days are going on. Everything's running together. So, but yeah, so thanks for stopping by, everybody. I will talk to you next Monday. Bye-bye.